don't know. I know there's like open water right there.
Trying to look at what when it actually is, if it's.
What's up, guys? It's January 6th, and duck hunting's kind of picked up lately. Today, when we were coming out to our spot, we spooked up a couple thousand ducks. Yesterday, they averaged really good, and it's late in the season, so we're just running a small spread, just a few dozen decoys. Let's see if we can get a light on them for you. Yeah, so we just have a few dozen, and then we grouped them off into different groupings. We got 2 over there. We got a few pulsators out there. But it's about 6:45. Shooting light is 7:03. We're looking to scratch the limit pretty early today. We got a layout blind, and it's just me and Blake out here today, and hopefully we'll knock a few dead for you guys. Ooh, there's a duck right there. The crap. That was like a little teal. No way, that's a teal. This is a small diver though. But yeah, I'm thinking today's gonna be really good. So to our surprise, early in the morning, when we got out there, we were the first ones to our pool. They were hunting 3 parties out of the pool we were hunting in, and it was covered with ice. We were not expecting that. The amount of ice wasn't too much. It wasn't thick, probably like, I don't even know, like not even a 1/4 inch probably. But it was just like thick enough to be there and to cause an issue, but not enough where you could break it out and really open up a hole. So that was kind of difficult getting out there. We were just running a simple not 12 dozen, just a dozen decoy spread. Our thought process behind that was just the fact that we wanted to look as natural as possible. This late in the year, ducks aren't necessarily going to be in huge groups, especially during the daytime. So we were thinking the more natural approach, especially with how weary these ducks are this late in the season, we wanted to be as natural as possible. But with the ice situation and with the decoys refreezing, it's hard to make that look natural. So we kind of struggled with that all morning. As you guys saw, we had like a few ducks fly over us, and pretty much the issue with that was that, well, we thought they saw us, so our hide wasn't too well, so we ended up covering up our blind a little bit more, but also just the issues with the ice, we didn't really know what to do. So our first chance in the morning came pretty early, but it came when a duck came in literally perfect. Came in from our right, and horrible shooting is the only thing I have to explain for that. With the way that duck came in, we should drop that duck no problem. Even though that was our first chance, the GoPro doesn't show it, but there were a lot more ducks flying around giving us looks, and they just weren't wanting to commit. That one duck that we did miss because of the horrible shooting, that was completely our fault. But the other ducks that you can't really see on the GoPro, they were definitely giving us hard looks, and it just looked like they were seeing something, whether it be our blind, our decoy spread, the frozen decoys, no movement on the water. Whatever it was, wasn't working, so we spent a little time brushing up the blinds, and then we had one come in perfect. Man, he dropped right down the flagpole. That's exactly the way you want the ducks to work. Seeing him just like feet out, wings cupped, just pouring in there. That's what I live for. Luckily, Blake saw him get up. He wasn't landed for long. My thought process was he'd land, and usually after the first one lights, the rest will just follow suit. That wasn't the case because, as you could tell, he was pretty hesitant. Once he got onto the water. Luckily, Blake saw him and put a good shot on him to get our first duck of the day. So kind of the problem that I was explaining earlier, ducks just like giving us hard looks, but not necessarily committing to our spread. By now we've already brushed up our blind pretty good, so we're thinking it's the decoys, and the decoys just not necessarily looking natural. We kind of had to take pass over shots. So a few of these shots, like that one you just saw, isn't necessarily, well, as you saw, yeah. We can't catch it on the GoPro because it was a little high. We weren't sky busting or anything like that. They were probably 30 yards, so I mean, some will call that sky busting, but just with the way the ducks were working, those were the only shots we were getting. So this here is another prime example of us having to take high shots. If you look right over like where the sun is, you'll see a big group of ducks coming over, and then we shoot that one down, and that was just a shot that, like, those ducks aren't going to work, and we kind of have to take that shot because it's only the chance we're going to get, and they're clearly in shooting range. So we dropped that duck, but what happens next is something I've never seen before. So just take a look at this, and yeah, I'm speechless about this, but. I mean, I'm speechless. Never in my life have I seen anything that bizarre. I mean, yeah, I'm speechless. I've never seen a duck do that. He was clearly dead. I went out to retrieve him, and he didn't even fly away, didn't try to swim away or anything, just stone cold dead. I pick him up, and I always wring a duck's neck just to ensure the kill. But when I brought him back to land, I could tell he was like, maybe not necessarily completely dead, but I did not expect him to fly away. Threw him down on the ground, and he took off. Let's just watch that again, because that, I hope that never happens again. But let's play that back. Jeez, I still have no words to say. Yeah, let's just move on from it. That was our third duck we killed, but I guess he came back to life. So technically we only have 2 ducks now. And honestly, me and Blake, our motives are pretty low right now. It's getting later in the morning. We don't know if we're gonna be able to scratch our limit. So we get back in our blind, and we have another duck come in who was kind of far away. Luckily, Blake got a good blast shot on him, and he went down a little bit outside of our decoys. But you know, with that duck from the previous shot that we killed, flew away after we dropped him stone cold. We didn't really know if we were going to be able to retrieve this one. Luckily we did. So now we're 3 ducks down, but taking these high shots and these 50-50 chances at shooting ducks, we knew it wasn't going to fly anymore. So we ended up we did change our decoys, and we just brought out another dozen and put them off to the left, and left the original dozen almost right in front of where our blinds were. Right away we could tell a difference. The ducks were committing fully, almost. Sadly, the ice still wasn't completely broken up. There were still those chunks, which doesn't make any decoy spread look realistic. But clearly the other dozen decoys, I don't know if it gave them a little more confidence or what, but we had some ducks work us better. Still poor shooting though. There was something at that last moment, whether, I don't know, it was hard to tell if us getting out of the blind too quickly, if he would have fully committed, but there was just something at that last moment that caused that duck not to fully commit. Late season, could just be a weary bird. But either way, that was one of the closer shots we'd had all morning, with the exception of a couple. bottom line, we should have killed that duck. So just shortly after that, we get another opportunity. This duck comes in pretty hot from the right, and he's not wanting to finish either. But he comes in hot, and luckily we put a good shot on him, and we finally get our fourth duck.
You get him down like a rocket. Out of nowhere.
What really ended up starting to help us, at least in my opinion, was the wind started to pick up just a little bit. Before that, there had literally been no wind whatsoever all morning, which really makes it easy for that ice to freeze back up, for the hole to freeze back up. So the wind started to pick up a little bit. The only downside to that was the wind was in our face. Now, we checked the weather beforehand. We did not know it was going to be a southeast wind. Excuse me, like it was. But, I mean, what are you going to do? The wind started picking up and it was in our face, but it started eating away at that hole.
Barely.
You see him almost land here?
Yeah.
And then, like, he was going to land, and then he stopped. I almost thought it was a flare for a second, but it was just... I wasn't worried about him.
He's already... That's
He's already pretty far.
By the time he gets up...
Then you're shooting in the air, and you can get...
And as you saw, I mean, the duck started pouring nicely. Now, I know a lot of people say, oh, you shouldn't water blast them, don't Arkansas ducks, but Blake's a good shot, and he put about the cleanest shot you could on that duck.
Yep.
That duck came in good. In my opinion, we probably could have waited a little bit longer, but I think it'd been a little bit of time since we had shot our guns and got a good look at a duck. So we were a little bit trigger happy there. I think if we would have waited, he might have lit, but nonetheless, we shot him. Obviously, it wasn't the cleanest shot. Again, poor shooting. You can tell that's a popular theme in this video, but it ended up he was going down. I don't know if you can see those 3 trees back there, but he was going down, and when he hit the ice, he was out like a light. So it was a long walk out to get him, but pretty easy one. Just picked him up, brought him back. That was our I think that was our 6th duck. Yeah, that was our 6th duck. So again, we're feeling more confident. The ducks are working better, and just 2 more to go.
Oh, yeah. One more.
He didn't come down the flagpole, but we had to make up for our poor shooting at some point. So for our 7th duck, I managed to put a good shot on him and bag our 7th, and now we're just 1 away. It seems like we're finally figuring out how to work these ducks and what we need to do to get them to fully commit. But now we just have one more duck to kill. So let's see if we can get it done. Well, there you have it. There's our 8th duck to complete our 2-man limit of all greenheads. You know, all in all, that was a blast of a hunt. That last duck, we couldn't have ended it better. So as you guys see, the wind is coming from the southeast, pretty much directly in our face. So naturally, that causes the ducks to want to land over our head. And that last duck, that's what he wanted to do. He came in. I don't know if you saw it at the beginning, but he came in, wanted to go over our head. He came back, and he just wanted it so bad. He just landed right in our face, kind of drifted off a little to the right. And we put a good shot on him to get our 2-man limit. So there you have it. There's our 8th duck to complete our 2-man limit. There were a lot of takeaways for this hunt, but I'm not going to bore you with all the details of that. I pretty much just walked you through every single shot. This was kind of a different style of video, but I hope you guys liked it. These kind of videos are a lot easier to make just because just the fact that you can put a GoPro up and just record every kill and not really have to worry about the duck seeing the camera, what to film, what not to film. You just record the whole hunt. But yeah, I hope you guys liked the video. Me and Chad, we were talking recently about the future plan for Big Woods TV, and we have some exciting news coming down the pipe. I'm not gonna share that with you yet. I'm gonna wait till me and Chad put out another video, but we'll have another video coming soon about the changes to this channel and what the future looks like. So for the time being, if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe, because like I just said, there's big news coming and you won't want to miss that. And if you guys like this video, give it a like. That just really helps us know what kind of content you guys are liking and what we need to make more of. And if you guys didn't like it, please dislike it too, because that always helps us too. You won't hurt our feelings one bit. So yeah, thanks for sticking around until the end of the video, guys, and excited to see you guys in the next one. Peace.